Hi everyone, and welcome to today's exercise on the different grammatical cases in German, Nominativ, Akkusativ, and Dativ. Now, there is one more, genitive, genitiv, but it's not used as much as the other three, and so we're going to omit it in this exercise because this is just going to be an introduction. Now, this idea of grammatical cases, what that really means is that different things in a sentence, different items have different functions. And depending on the function, we assign a different, let's say, a different ending usually to the word to highlight that it fulfills this function. Let's take a look at the different functions of these cases. Now, in general, this exists in a lot of languages, not just in German. It also exists in English, but it's just not as noticeable there. It's very important in German, though. So, nominativ, or in English, nominative, is the function of the doer of the action in a sentence. Okay, so whatever person, animal, or thing does something is referred to as nominative or nominative in grammatical terms. Then there is accusative. Accusative is the case that's assigned to a direct object. Um, Now, a direct object is something that something happens to. Okay, a person or an animal or a thing that something is being done to. And then there is dative, and dative is simply a receiver of something. Now, this probably still sounds a little bit abstract at this point, and that's why we're going to do this short exercise here. And the exercise is a story where we're going to have a bunch of different sentences, and we're going to highlight the different cases as we discover them in the sentences. And the story is about Anna, and Anna is celebrating her birthday today. In German, we would say, Anna hat heute Geburtstag. So in English, obviously, we'd rather say, like, it's Anna's birthday today. But in German, the literal translation for this would be, Anna has her birthday today. So let's see. What kinds of items or things do we have in this sentence? We have Anna, of course. And then we have Geburtstag, which is birthday. These are the only real things that have a kind of substance, because hat is a verb. It just describes an action. Hat is not a thing. It's just an action. And then heute, meaning today, is just the temporal context. Okay, so again, it's not a thing. It's just telling us about the time. Now, let's see. Do we have a doer here in this sentence? Yes, we do. Anna. Anna is the doer of the action, and the action that she's performing is very subtle. She has her birthday on that day. Okay, so having in grammatical terms is an action, even though, obviously you can just sit somewhere and not do anything and still possess something. In grammatical terms, that's considered an action. So Anna is performing that action. She is having that birthday. She has that birthday on that day. And now let's see, what do we do with Geburtstag? So the Geburtstag, the birthday, can't be the doer of an action because in this case, Anna is already the doer of an action. In general, it would be possible to have like an abstract concept like a birthday as a doer, but in this case, it must be something else. So it could either be a direct object, accusative, or it could be the receiver of something. Now, it clearly doesn't receive anything, right? Rather, it is being possessed by Anna. Anna owns that birthday in the like abstract grammatical sense. Okay, so this birthday is being possessed. It is being had by Anna, if we're translating it very literally. And that's why we assign accusative to it. Let's take a look at another sentence, maybe a little bit easier, the next one. So let's see what's happening on this special day. Clara hat ein Geschenk gekauft. This means Clara has bought a present. So let's take a look. Clara, being one of the people at the party, has done something, right? She has bought a present. So hat and gekauft are the two verbs. We can also highlight the verbs in red here to show which words express the action. Okay, so as usual in German, if we have two verbs, one of them goes to the end. Anyway, Clara is the one who has bought the present. So again, she's the doer. She gets highlighted in blue for nominative, the doer of the action. Now, what did she buy? She bought a present. In other words, the present got bought. Okay, something happens to it, or something is being done to it. The present itself, the Geschenk, isn't doing anything. It just, well, waits around until it gets bought. Okay, so it's a direct object. Again, the present doesn't receive anything, so it can't be dative. We'll run into dative soon. Now, let's see. We have another sentence, and this one is a little bit weird also, because here, let me read this first. Das Geschenk ist ein Kleid. The present is a dress. So the action in this sentence is marked by the word ist. Das Geschenk, the present, is a dress. And again, just like with haben, we have a very subtle action here, like to be something is an action that's not even visible, like it's different from, let's say, running or eating. It's just being. And this verb actually is also special in the sense that, let's just see. So it's being performed, obviously, by the Geschenk, by the present. And it's special in the way that in German, when you use the word sein, or also the words bleiben and werden, we have a second nominative item. Okay, so after sein, bleiben, and werden, in this case, ist being a form of sein, again we have nominative. That is nominative in English. Okay, let's move on to another sentence with haben. So two sentences here. Ben hat auch ein Geschenk. So Ben also has a present. Again, the action here is to have. Okay, he has the present. Hat ein Geschenk. And as you can guess, the person who has that present, the person who is performing this action of possessing it, that is Ben. So Ben is nominative. And then ein Geschenk is the thing that's being possessed. So we assign the accusative case to it. Okay, and then it continues. Hat ein Fotoalbum gemacht. He has made a photo album. So let's see. The action here is described by two verbs. He has made, hat gemacht. He has made a photo album. And again, Ben is basically the person who's performing this action. But in this sentence, Ben is referred to by the pronoun So hat ein Fotoalbum gemacht. Now, what has he made? He has made the photo album. What case could the photo album be? Well, it's not the doer of the action. The album itself doesn't do anything. Could it be a direct object? Could something be happening to it? Yes, indeed. It has been made. In other words, at some point it was being made. Something was happening to it. Again, accusative. Let's move on. Someone else is joining the party here in our story. Clara und Ben singen ein Geburtstagslied. So Clara and Ben are singing a birthday song. Clearly, the action in this sentence is to sing, and it's a very nice and recognizable action because singing is a very active action, unlike having something, possessing something, or being something. So Clara and Ben are the people who are doing something, right? Because they're the ones who are singing. They're the doers. In other words, they are nominativ. And then ein Geburtstagslied. What could this be? It's not doing anything. No, it's getting sung. Okay. So it's a direct object. Let's get the next sentence. Dann geben sie Anna die Geschenke. Then they give Anna the presents. So let's see. Dann, firstly, isn't any thing, right? It just tells us about the time when this is happening. Geben is the action in the sentence. They're giving the presents to Anna. So geben is the action. Now, who is doing this action? Who is giving the presents? Well, Clara and Ben are giving them, but in this sentence, we don't have Clara and Ben named explicitly. We only have the pronoun sie, they, referring to them. So this pronoun is nominative. And then it gets interesting because now we have two more items, two more things in this sentence. Anna and die Geschenke. It's always a little bit weird to refer to people as things in grammatical terms, but that's just the kind of abstract grammatical way of thinking. So they're giving the presents to Anna. Let's see. Let's take a look at Anna. Is Anna a direct object? Is something being done to her or is something happening to her? Well, kind of, right? Like she's being given something. But it would be more accurate to say that she's a receiver of something. She actually receives something. She gets the presents. Meaning, Anna, this is the more fitting function of Anna in this sentence, is our first dative object here. And then die Geschenke. Die Geschenke are the things or the thing that is being given. In other words, something is being done to them, or we could also say with them. Die Geschenke, therefore, is the accusative object in this sentence. Okay, so usually with geben, with giving, we have a dative object because there is someone that the thing that's being given is being given to. And the interesting thing here is that dative actually comes from the Latin word for giving because it's actually expressing that concept as at its core, that something is being given to someone. Let's move on to the next sentence. So, Clara gibt ihr das Kleid und Ben gibt ihr das Fotoalbum. So Clara gives her the dress and Ben gives her the photo album. Let's see. Multiple people are doing something in the sentence, right? Clara is doing something, so she must be nominative. And Ben is also doing something. And both of them are giving something to someone. So we already know that there has to be a dative object somewhere here, okay, with giving being the action. But let's first take a look at the things that are being given. Clara is giving the dress. In other words, the dress is the object that doesn't really do anything, but something happens to it. It gets moved, it gets transported, it gets given to Anna. So this is the direct object. And then there is something else happening here. We can also split the sentence into two parts, actually, because there are two main clauses. They're independent of each other, just connected with the conjunction und. So Clara gibt ihr das Kleid. She is giving the dress to Anna. And Anna, in this sentence, is being referred to by the pronoun ihr. Now, why don't we use the pronoun sie, she, for Anna? Well, just like in English, we're not saying Clara is giving she the dress, but instead Clara is giving her the dress. We have to do the same thing in German. And that is one of the first examples that we're discovering here, where a case changes the pronoun, and that's called declension. So Ben gibt ihr das Fotoalbum. Again, Ben gives it to her, and das Fotoalbum is the thing that gets given. So Fotoalbum is accusative, the direct object, and ihr, her, that is the receiver, that is in dative. I hope this exercise was helpful up to this point. The story, of course, is still longer, and we're going to encounter a lot more cases there. Maybe I'll present the second part some other time. And as always, if you have any questions, just send me a message in the comments.